That's the type of player he's got to be the rest of the season. As a nice drive into the lane, gets swatted away. 3 ball is up and in and out, no good. Still fighting, though, for the boards. Look at the hustle, and that's something we're seeing now from Temple Christian.
Well, I tell you what, and it's too bad our viewers couldn't see the beginning of this game, because at the beginning you would think that Temple Christian didn't think they can compete. But here in the second quarter, they have came out. They are flying around on defense. They're attacking the basket offensively. And Tigers got to tighten up here. They're in for a ball game.
Yeah, and there was a dunk in the first quarter, too, that pretty much made it – I think it was 6-0 at that point, and you could kind of just feel like, okay, this is going to be a long game for Temple Christian. But they have responded nicely as they come away with another board. 8 defensive rebounds so far for the Crusaders, and we're going to get a foul going the other way.
Well, and I think what Temple Christian has figured out is, like, you can't be timid with the basketball. And, against the pressure, they are now attacking this Tiger defensive pressure rather than trying to dribble around it. They're just putting their head down, getting to the basket, and right now it's working for them.
Almost a turnover there, and he did, in fact, step out of bounds.
That is the 9th turnover here in the first half for Temple Christian. That has been their really Achilles heel here early in this game. They just not been able to handle the Tiger pressure so far.
Yeah, that first quarter especially, they turned the ball over 7 times.
Right.
They've done it just twice here in the second quarter, so they have cleaned things up a bit. And there's a shot that hits every part of the rim and backboard but does not fall for D'Angelo Chapman.
Well, and the other thing Temple Christian has done is they've been able to get better stopping Tigers from the offensive glass.
And the three-point shot, Effie, can change a game entirely, as this is now a one-possession game. The Crusaders hanging tough.
Third 3 by the Temple Christian Crusaders on the first half.
Underneath for the missed shot and getting the bucket to go, Deion Crawford.
Now, as we mentioned early in the game, the Tigers were all over the offensive boards. 5 offensive rebounds there just in the first quarter alone. But that right there was their first offensive rebound of this quarter. So Temple Christian had been doing a better job of keeping them off the glass, which is such a weapon for the Tigers.
This is just the 3rd trip to the line here tonight for Mansfield Senior. Shot is no good. 24-20, Mansfield Senior leads, 3:40 and counting to go until halftime. Yeah, Temple Christian's just been a lot more aggressive and confident in their shots as another 3 falls for Grant Spencer.
Well, and like I said, they have done away with the fact that we're just going to try to run an offense. They're just going to drive and kick, and it's been working so far.
On the other end, loose ball ends up into the hands of the Crusaders, and they now have a chance to take their first lead of the afternoon. We were headed for blowout city in the first quarter, and here we go. I wouldn't be surprised if Grant Spencer pulls up and shoots that one, but this is going to be a turnover the other way. Here comes Kramer. Kramer, alley-oop up top, no good. And coming down with the board is Christian Chapman, and he's going to draw the foul.
Well, it's amazing. You can see the energy change in the Crusaders since this game has began. They came in playing a little bit slow. And, right now they are playing with all kind of confidence.
There was a substitution there. If you didn't hear that, there was
I'm pretty sure somebody's trying to get in the game.
$2:50 to go here until halftime. Crusaders looking to take the lead. Driving in. Bucket is no good. And after a great start now, as Kramer takes it the other way, pushes it back up to a 3-point lead, and a timeout taken by Coach Matthew Baker and the Crusaders. 2:32 to go until halftime.
And I think that's what you expect from the Tigers. Things have kind of gotten away from them here in the last couple minutes, but right away you see guys like Ware and Kramer come in, try to restore some order on the offensive end, puts his head down and gets to the basket. But right now, what the Tigers have got to do is Temple Christian is playing with a lot of confidence getting the ball to the basket. And one of the things that's tough when you're playing pressure defense is that a lot of times you give the team no other option since they can't run offense but put their head down and drive. And that's what – but the problem is for the Tigers, Temple Christian is driving and scoring or kicking for wide-open threes from those drives. So, they have found some things that they can do against this Tiger defense. And for them, it's just a matter of being able to stay with them athletically. They don't have much depth. So it's just a matter of trying to keep the game at hand and see what happens.
Yeah, and speaking of that depth, too, it looks like Micah Simpson, who started for the Crusaders here this afternoon, he's got some ice on his leg. Not sure what happened there, but you talk about the depth of Temple Christian and losing someone, especially one of your starters like that, is something to keep an eye on here. And I was curious to see, too, Effie, after the big game last night for Mansfield Senior. They hung tough with Worcester, but it's a big conference rival. And then you come back immediately the next afternoon and play a non-conference game against Temple Christian.
Right.
As here they go now, forcing a turnover and getting an easy bucket the other way. Yeah. But how would they come out and play today? Because they were obviously in that game last night. You get all motivated for that game, and another turnover now is out of the timeout. This cannot be what Coach Baker drew up.
Right. And they're just having trouble with this 2-2-1 zone press of the Tigers, not doing a very good job of finding the holes.
Just like that, back up to a 7-point lead after Temple Christian had cut it to 1. Nice move underneath, but unable to finish was Christian Chapman. And now the other way, Miles Bradley back in the game. He picked up 2 fouls early, 3 ball, no good. Rebounded by Matthew Simpson.
Turnovers right now, Temple Christian just had their 12th turnover, and number 13 right there, that has really been the difference. When you talk about how even with a 7-point lead, turning the ball over has been a big problem for Temple Christian, even here in the last few minutes.
Oh, yeah, especially in the last 45 seconds.
Right.
It's been
right.
I believe that's already now their 4th turnover here in the last minute, but they turned it over 7 times in that first quarter, and they had done a much better job of it in the second quarter, but have fallen into bad habits again here the last few minutes. Yeah. Nice pass underneath to a wide-open Grant Baker.
Grant Baker done a great job of getting in the vision. He stepped away from the man that was guarding him, got in the vision right under the basket, put his hands up, made a great pass inside.
Bodies all over the place, and it's going to be a turnover and end up in the hands of Temple Christian. 45 seconds to go until halftime, and it's another turnover. Both teams getting a little sloppy here right before the end of this half. And a turnover there as Kramer just lost it on the way up.
Well, that's turnover number 6 for the Tigers, and the Tigers are trying to play to their strength, which is getting up and down the court, and that's going to come with some turnovers. But right now, I don't care what the score is. I'm still impressed with the spirit of this Temple Christian
Absolutely.
team. They have come out and decided, no, we are going to compete here today, and that's just great to see.
20 seconds to go. A lot of contact there, and out of control was Grant Baker, and then he's going to pick up the foul. So take a look back to that great pass and find of Grant Baker wide open underneath. So 15 seconds here. Tigers probably hold for the last shot. Kramer over to Bradley. Bradley gets it back to Kramer. 5 seconds to go. Kramer drives. Good defense there, and now a chance the other way. Half-court heave is up, and it is no good. But what an entertaining first half we ended up having. As your score at the half, Mansfield Senior 30, Temple Christian 25. You are watching high school sports live and free on the OH Report.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker Myers Wealth Managers. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
We are uniting Park National's family banks under one name to serve you more.
This bank's about service to the community. I mean, your customers become your family, and by and large, you become their family.
Customers do come in and they do feel like they're a part of our family, and they feel like they know us and we know them and we care.
Park National, our family of banks, all together now.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker Myers Wealth Managers. Whitaker Myers Group has been a local trusted advisor since 1869, serving families in Ashland, Richland, and Wayne counties. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. With offices in Ashland, Mansfield, Worcester, Columbus, and South Carolina, we have advisors that are ready to help you begin your journey to financial success. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
We are uniting Park National's family banks under one name to serve you more.
This bank's about service to the community. I mean, your customers become your family, and by and large, you become their family.
Customers do come in and they do feel like they're a part of our family, and they feel like they know us and we know them and we care.
Park National, our family of banks, all together now.
Welcome back into Mansfield Senior High School as we are at halftime. The TY Tigers leading Temple Christian 30-25. Andy Jardy alongside my partner Effie James, and this turned into an interesting game. We saw Mansfield Senior jump out to a really big lead, led by 9 at the end of the first quarter, and then at one point Temple Christian got it down to a 1-point game, and the Tigers able to force some turnovers there right before halftime and build themselves a little bit of a lead. But I would love to be a fly on the wall in that Mansfield Senior locker room and hear what Marquis Sykes has to say about this one, because this is a game they have to have,
Right.
and the schedule gets much tougher coming up here shortly after this game. And tough loss to Worcester last night. Curious to see how they'd come out on such a quick turnaround, and they got off to a great start, but give a lot of credit to Temple Christian. They've battled back into this one.
Yeah, and I think Coach Sykes, what he's talking about right now in the locker room is really about probably just straight line drives they've given up defensively, where Temple Christian ball handlers have just put their head down and drove to the basket. As a team defensively, what you want to do is take away options. But what happens when you take away options is you force a team to put their head down and drive, and that's what they've done. But they had success getting there and then kicking out. They were 4 of 7, Temple Christian was, from 3. Grant Spencer was 2 for 2 from outside, and Grant Baker 1 for 2 from the three-point line, and all those threes were off penetration and kick. So, right now what Coach Sykes wants to do is cut down on the straight line drives and just take care of the basketball. They had a stretch of time where they just played sloppy defense and offensively didn't get very good looks. And to their credit, Temple Christian came to play in the second quarter.
They did.
They just came to play. I don't even know how to explain it. First quarter, it looked like what I think everybody else may have expected, the Tigers to come out, be more athletic, more faster, stronger. But then something just clicked and said they decided they wanted to play ball today. And right now they are playing with a lot of heart and grit and playing the Tigers tough.
Yeah, one thing that's kind of been tough for Mansfield Senior so far defensively this year is teams shooting beyond the arc, are shooting 37% on the year against them. And in that first half, you mentioned that 4 3-pointers made by the Crusaders. They were 4 of 7 from beyond the three-point line, and it's kept them in this game. As far as the scoring goes, it's pretty much just been a 3-man attack from the Crusaders. Matthew Simpson leading the way with 8 points, Grant Baker with 7, Grant Spencer has 6, and then it is a whole pack of Tigers that have done the scoring.
Right.
9 different Tigers getting in on the action.
Yeah, and the Tigers, that's really going to be their calling card for the remainder of the year. They're going to have balanced scoring. They're going to have depth in terms of guys that can actually get in the game and play. Maurice Ware really set the tone early with some early drives to the basket. So they're going to have – that's got to be their calling card, is their depth. They're not going to be able to come out and have a guy come out night after night and get 20, 25 points. That's just not who they are this year. So they are going to have to depend on their depth and their ball sharing and offensive rebounding in terms of offensive firepower this year.
Yeah, and we talked about that depth a little bit during the game, but Micah Simpson for Temple Christian, he's got some ice on his upper leg area on the bench right now for Temple Christian. Not sure what happened to him or if he'll return in this game, but someone that they sorely need out there. He started this game. He had 2 points. So we'll see if he comes back out there or not, but Mansfield Senior certainly has the numbers.
And the other tough thing about having Micah Simpson out is he was one of the guys that was one of their primary ball handlers. And against this pressure, you're going to need as many guys as possible that can handle the basketball, and that's probably where they'll miss him more than anything, is just having that extra ball handler. Now, he may be able to go here in the second half, but I think the difference will be in the second half is will they be able to maintain and handle this Tiger pressure. They had what looks like 14 turnovers there in the first half, and they cannot – if they duplicate that number here in the second half, this game will get ugly. So they've got to be able to handle that pressure and give them chance and opportunity to get points on the offensive end.
Mansfield Senior, led by as many as 13. Temple Christian has cut it to 5. We'll have the second half action for you coming up on the other side of this break. You are watching high school basketball live and free on the OH Report.
We are uniting Park National's family banks under one name to serve you more.
This bank's about service to the community. Your customers become your family, and by and large, you become their family.
Customers do come in and they do feel like they're a part of our family, and they feel like they know us and we know them and we care.
Park National, our family of banks, all together now.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker Myers Wealth Managers. Whitaker Myers Group has been a local trusted advisor since 1869, serving families in Ashland, Richland, and Wayne counties. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. With offices in Ashland, Mansfield, Worcester, Columbus, and South Carolina, we have advisors that are ready to help you begin your journey to financial success. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
Second half action about to get underway here as Temple Christian will inbound the ball, and we are set to go here. 30-25, Mansfield Senior leads. And we will see if Temple Christian can do a better job of not turning the ball over, and that's a good start as Christian Chapman drives in and draws the foul.
You know, and you can tell Temple Christian didn't spend a whole lot of time in the halftime locker room.
No, they did not.
And I think that's mainly because there's not a whole lot to talk about. The idea, their game plan is to continue to drive the basketball to the basket. That gives them the best chance. Either they can score, or in that case, draw a foul, or kick and continue to try to hit open threes as Christian Chapman knocks down that free throw.
Chapman 1 of 3 from the line this afternoon, make that 1 of 4. Tigers swinging it around, driving in, nice move underneath and finishing Emil Upchurch.
Nice move by Emil Upchurch. He saw that opening and put his head down and drove. Nice little Euro step with a great touch at the end. Nice move.
I remember watching Upchurch play for Ontario last year and being very impressed with what he brought to the floor. And he's continuing that here in a Tigers uniform. Simpson now swings it out. Spencer for 3, and he is feeling it from beyond the arc. His 3rd triple of the night. And we are back to a one-possession game.
Well, again, that was a great look, and you could tell that's almost a set play now. You drive the lane and kick for an open 3. Great execution that time, and a great shot by Simpson.
Off the glass, count it. Chapman gets the bucket.
And this is where this is the Tigers' strengths right now. They are able to match up. You know, they have the athletes. They can switch everything. That time you had Upchurch, who is one of the taller Tigers guarding a guard. You know, that's the great athleticism that you get with Upchurch.
That defensive pressure forcing Temple Christian to take a timeout, as you see head coach Matthew Baker. He's got his Crusaders 4-6 on the season. And really, Effie, I feel like you're almost playing with house money in a game like this if you're Temple Christian.
Absolutely.
You just got to come in here. You have nothing to lose. No
Right.
one is expecting you to come in here and really win this game, let alone
Right.
compete in this game.
Right.
And they've already shown that they can go toe-to-toe here with Mansfield Senior.
And I think they realized that. They said, you know, there's no use in us being nervous. And, you know, in what I see, they're not letting, even though they have a lot of turnovers to this point, they're not letting them, you know, tear them down emotionally. They're staying with the game plan. You know, and I think what the coaches told him, Coach Baker said, hey, look, if you get in trouble, put your head down and drive. And I think that's what they've been doing. And in the meantime, they're collecting fouls also against the Tigers here early in the second half.
Yeah, and that is the 3rd foul now on Miles Bradley. 6:28 to go in the 3rd quarter, but they're going to keep him out there. And it is just impressive because there are times where it looks like Temple Christian, it is a struggle for them to do anything.
Right.
And now we get a foul underneath. But then they just keep coming at you.
Well, and the interesting thing, too, is, you know, they've got a couple guys, you know, Christian Chapman, and in that case it was, I believe, Grant Spencer, who can really, they're decent ball handlers. So they have enough to where they can handle some pressure and get around and get an open look.
Good defense there by Bradley playing with those 3 fouls, and it results in a turnover for Temple Christian.
Yeah, that's great defense that time by Miles Bradley. He was able to establish the position and take away that wide open look and ended up in another Crusader turnover.
5-point lead is what we had at the half. Now 2 minutes into the 3rd quarter here. Almost a turnover by Maurice Ware, but a good job keeping that foot on the ground. And it is going to be a turnover underneath anyway. Tough foul there on Maurice Ware. He thought he was playing good defense, and
It's tough. You know, you want him to be aggressive. You want him to play hard, and that's a little touchy.
yeah, already the 4th foul by Mansfield Senior. driving in, throwing one up. A little too much on that one. Kramer now pulls up for 3. He gets the 3 to go. Kramer now with 9 points.
Shad Kramer, an excellent three-point shooter, got an opportunity and a wide look. He stepped up to the three-point line and just knocked it down. I don't think he realized he didn't anticipate being that open right at the line.
He stepped right up into it and was like, all right, still no one on me. I think I'll pull up from right here. That works for me. Nice pass underneath, and that shot is rejected by D'Angelo Chapman. We've almost got a hockey line change here for the TY Tigers as you get a look at that replay. Swatted out of here by Chapman.
Nice block. You know, what I like about what Coach Sykes is doing right now, and even though they're struggling a little bit offensively, he is continuing to rotate. This is a time where he wants to get his team better. So all these guys are going to get an opportunity to play.
Breakdown defensively there as Chapman was left wide open underneath. And you got to think maybe, too, with that substitution, they had an 8-point lead, maybe a chance to try and, get some guys some minutes here in a tighter game. Underneath, still coming down with his own miss and finishing is Amon Thomas, his second bucket of the night.
Great job by Amon staying after that basketball. He tracked the basketball down, grabbed it, kept it high, put it back in for the score.
All the way, but unable to finish that was Matthew Simpson. But there for the rebound anyway was Grant Spencer. Still just a 2-possession game. Crusaders hanging tough here on the road.
You know, one of the things that's a struggle is as the Tigers drive to the lane, and another offensive rebound there by Thomas. One of the things that's a struggle, Temple Christian is playing this big zone and daring the Tigers to shoot. In the first half, they didn't shoot well from the three-point line. So if they can pick up their shooting percentage from the 3, that would make this zone a little bit easier to penetrate.
Driving in and unable to get that one to go was Maurice Ware. And I tell you what, Effie, Amon Thomas is a matchup problem right now for Temple Christian. I think they've got to continue to feed the ball down low to him.
Yeah, he plays tough inside, and yet another turnover here by the Crusaders. But yeah, Thomas is just a size and athletic mismatch.
Yeah.
Because he is great at tracking the ball down. He got his fingertips on it and went after it and grabbed it with 2 hands. So, yeah, they can't match up with him inside.
And what a great job, too, defensively there by Nathaniel Haney, tipping that ball away as there's another turnover. But just getting a hand and tipping that ball, it completely threw the concentration off of the Temple Christian player and forced a turnover. But Matthew Simpson driving in. And then once again, the Crusaders just hanging around back to a 4-point game. They will not go quietly, Effie.
Right.
But there's a big-time 3 from Anthony Pearson. And Pearson was big last night, Effie, with 15 points off the bench. He's got 6 this afternoon.
And Pearson shooting against this zone is a big-time weapon as the Crusaders turn it over again.
And just like that, it is up to a 9-point lead, 2:40 to go here in the third quarter. So you get a look at that replay on the other end. Pearson, 2 quick buckets, and is quickly up to 7 points. Nice feed underneath, and finishing is Grant Baker. They do a nice job cutting.
And for the success they've had as Ware drives strong to the basket. And for the success that the Crusaders have had, they do not want to get into an up-and-down match. I could hear Coach Baker from the sideline yelling, slow it down, because you do not want to get to an up-and-down thing here with the Tigers.
Yeah, Mansfield Senior wants to play that up-tempo, frenetic pace and force you to make mistakes and be uncomfortable with the possession you have.
Right.
This is more the pace right now that Temple Christian wants, half-court kind of game. And there for the putback, Grant Baker. Baker now up to 11 points.
Grant Baker has really showing a lot of confidence right now, along with his teammates.
Yeah, that.
And right now for the Tigers, they're just looking to find something that can consistently work. They've got a 5-point lead right now, and you don't feel like the game is not at hand. But right now, they want to try to find something that can work against this Temple Christian zone, which they're having a little bit of trouble with.
Well, and what we've seen too is these quick spurts where Mansfield Senior will suddenly score 5-6 points in a matter of 20 seconds.
Sure.
And they build that lead back up to 9 as there's a nice play underneath, and Haney was there for the rebound, couldn't get the shot to fall, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2. But we see Mansfield Senior, force some turnovers and quickly score, and they're back up to 9, but then they just can't consistently play that way.
Right.
And Temple Christian comes back, gets it to 4 or 5 points.
Yeah, and that is what, Coach Sykes really wants to try to improve upon is their consistency in their play. They have spurts where against every team they've played, they've had spurts where they've played really exceptionally well, but then they have these lulls in, defensive intensity or scoring or whatever it is as Thomas gets another offensive rebound.
I mean, they have no answer for him right now. If you're Temple Christian, that is someone you got to figure out how to stop. He might not be, racking up the points, but he's getting the boards and giving them second chance looks.
Absolutely.
Nice turnover forced here. And a nice feed underneath, and drawing the foul, going to the line to shoot 2 is Grant Baker.
Right now between Christian Chapman and Grant Baker, that's their offensive scoring punch and their ball handling, and they are creating for their teammates offensively, and that's what's keeping them in this ballgame.
I know we all like to talk about the big 3 that's being assembled by the Brooklyn Nets right now, but let's talk about this big 3 we got here for Temple Christian. I mean, you've got Grant Baker with 11 points here, Christian Chapman, and Matthew Simpson, or Grant Spencer and Matthew Simpson, excuse me, all rounding out the big 3 scoring here for the Crusaders. Nice move inside, but can't get it to go, but who's there for the rebound?
Wow.
Amon Thomas.
That is a really strong move that time by Deion Crawford. But, Amon Thomas is, sometimes you just have a knack for rebounding and being around the ball.
Mm-hmm.
He's got, just looking at him, he's got extremely long arms and an athletic kid. So he is a problem on those boards. Here he is again.
Here he is again, and this time he gets one to go. Back up to an 8-point lead, under 30 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Andy Jardy with Effie Thomas. Thanks for joining us here on the OH Report. And what has turned into a very competitive game here. Temple Christian hanging around, got off to a slow start, figured things out in the second quarter. 10 seconds to go now. Pulling up and getting the shot to go is Grant Baker. Half-court heave. No foul called, and that'll do it for the third quarter. And we've got a good one. Stick around with us here. 47-41. You are watching high school basketball live and free on the OH Report.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker Myers Wealth Managers. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
We are uniting Park National's family banks under one name to serve you more.
This bank's about service to the community. I mean, your customers become your family, and by and large, you become their family.
Customers do come in and they do feel like they're a part of our family, and they feel like they know us and we know them and we care.
Park National, our family of banks, all together now.
Welcome back into Pete Henry Gymnasium as we get set for the fourth quarter. Mansfield Senior leading 47-41. Andy Jardy alongside Effie James. And we will see if the Tigers can finally put away the Crusaders, who have come into this game with nothing to lose, not intimidated, and what we believe is the first meeting between these two schools as well.
Right, we can't say that officially, but
Yeah.
I can speak for the last 30 years at least.
Yeah. There's an offensive board, or a defensive board, excuse me, by Temple Christian. 2-possession game. Grant Baker has been leading the offensive charge. Pass underneath gets deflected, and it's a turnover the other way, and out. Let pass the other way, and finishing is Miles Bradley, his first points of this afternoon. Trouble getting it in, it's deflected, and we are going to have a foul called. Chapman picks up his second foul.
That's the 17th turnover for Temple Christian led to that run out for Miles Bradley. And, that's one of the things that I'm sure Coach Baker talked about during the timeout. It's like, man, if we could just find a way to handle the basketball and take care of the basketball, we really would have an opportunity. Because when they've been able to get to the offensive set, they usually get good looks.
We were talking about it then. There's a deflected ball that'll stay with Temple Christian, but we were talking about it in between the third and fourth quarter there during the break. If Temple Christian hits a couple threes here, this is going to be – that's going to give them – not that they're not confident already, but the longer they hang around here.
Absolutely.
But Mansfield Senior has done a much better job defensively here.
Yes.
Out on the perimeter. As right now, Temple Christian just hasn't been able to get any looks on this possession. Pulling up for the floater from the free throw line, unable to get it to fall, was Christian Chapman. And now the other way, it's a 2-on-1. Up top, and it does not fall for Maurice Ware. Loose ball, and it is going to stay with Mansfield Senior.
Yeah, and there's been a number of those for the Tigers where they just miss, wide open looks or what should be easy put away shots as well. I'm sure Maurice wants that one back.
Bradley now with the ball. Back to Ware. Ware to Upchurch, and it is going to go off of Upchurch and over to Temple Christian. 6:08 to go here in the fourth quarter.
That is turnover number 10 for the Tigers here. And, you don't like turnovers, but the problem is Temple Christian is not putting a whole lot of pressure. So when you have turnovers against a team like Temple Christian, it just speaks to a little bit lack of focus and concentration on ball handling.
Kramer doing a nice job to start that turnover process, and it's another opportunity the other way, and this time Miles Bradley does get it to go. And we're seeing the Tigers get out and run now. Bradley with 2 buckets in transition here in this fourth quarter.
And this right here is the key to the Tigers' success. Can they keep a team in front of them, stop the straight line drives, and create turnovers? It's a great effort there by Upchurch.
Absolutely. As you take a look at the Tigers getting out in transition. Bradley finishing with a nice layup. He's got 4 points this afternoon. All 4 of them coming here in the fourth quarter. And this is what we've seen, though. Mansfield Senior's been able to get some quick buckets in, just a short amount of time and build a lead. And then Temple Christian comes back and makes it a close game again. Right. But right now, this 10-point lead, clock starting to become a factor here if you're Temple Christian. And once again, it's another 2-on-1, and Upchurch finishing. Count the bucket. He'll go to the line for 3.
Beautiful left-hand adjustment after the contact by Upchurch. And, the Tigers want to play that style of game, get up into their transition game and finish around the rim against any team they play. So they, in theory, you would want that to be your main offensive option against this type of team.
Ware came flying in for the rebound but couldn't corral it. A 12-point lead, though, for Mansfield Senior. And that is going to be the 4th foul now on Miles Bradley, reaching in.
you know, again, I want to give a lot of kudos here with 4:56 yet to play. You know, game's certainly not over right now, but looking at the Crusaders, they have primarily the same 5-6 guys that have played the entire game, and they are still playing very hard. Going after loose balls and driving to the basket offensively.
Baker misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Kramer now pulling up for three. Front of the rim, but it is rebounded by Maurice Ware. Upchurch now for three. He gets the three to go. His first three of the night. And Upchurch now with 9 points.
Well, Upchurch is really, you know, he's got a wide array of skills. He knocks down the three there. He can put the ball on the floor. A tremendous offensive rebounder. As once again, Christian Chapman will be heading to the line. You know, but Upchurch is a really solid ball player for the Tigers.
Yeah, Upchurch coming into this afternoon, averaging 8 points a game on the season. He's surpassed that with 9. This will be 2 shots for Chapman. First one is good.
It's amazing. You know, Upchurch's father was a Tiger alumni, played in '97, I believe, and it's amazing how they're built the same. Their game is very similar. I would say that the young Upchurch is a little bit better perimeter shooter, but certainly athletic.
I was hoping that was going to be right on cue, Effie, but Upchurch can't get that three to fall. Temple Christian now, 4:10 to go. They need buckets and they need them fast. There's a nice little floater, but it does not fall. Chapman pulling down the rebound. Kramer now brings it back out, thinks better of it. The clock is the Tigers' friend at this point. Upchurch, though, toe was on the line, so that is a deep 2 for Upchurch. He has got 7 points here in the fourth quarter. Well, that's one of the pros of no fans, as you can hear the players. Chapman did not agree with the foul call there. As you take a look, Kramer driving in, kicking it out to Upchurch. Toe was just on the line, but still an impressive shot nonetheless.
And I think for what's happening for Temple Christian, you can start to see the fatigue now wearing on a couple of the players here. They're not able to get as much drive out of their legs at this point in the game, but again, they have nothing to hang their head about. They have played hard and continue to play hard throughout the course of this ball game.
Chapman makes both free throws. He's 4 for 4 from the line here in the fourth quarter. 13-point game. Oh, and Ware almost threw that one down. It does still end up into the hands of Miles Bradley and the Tigers, though. And it's going to be saved by Kramer for the moment. A lot of contact here, and Snowd he's slow to get up, but he does get back up. Good to see there. And boy, he just came into the game and
wow,
drew all that contact there. So you take a look at the replay, and big-time collision. Good to see Snowd get back up, though. Oh, yeah, he just took all of what Miles Bradley had.
Right.
And he's going to come out and get a much-needed breather.
Well, he just got hit by, you know, one of the hardest-hitting strong safeties in the OCC. So, yeah, that's going to be tough.
Matthew Simpson at the line. I thought that was going to be a 2-shot. Yeah, they're in the double bonus. So Simpson misses the first, but he is going to get a second one here. And Effie, how much of what we've seen, I think this Mansfield Senior team, as they finally start to play games, they had such a late start to the season, not getting underway until December 29th, but they're going to be tough for, once they get their feet under them a little bit, I think you're going to see some of those inconsistencies start to go away, and they're going to be a much more consistent and dangerous basketball team.
Oh, absolutely, and that's what Coach Sykes is waiting for, is another three by Shad Kramer is missed, but Brock Hill there for the follow-up. But right now, Coach Sykes just wants to gain some consistency in their overall play.
Yeah. Fans here not fan of that call, and
Yeah.
Shad Kramer really
Yeah, it was
John at the official and Upchurch going over to kind of calm him down, and
it was a touchy call.
It is a touchy call, but Kramer's got to be careful here to not pick up a technical.
Yeah. Well, and right now it's about your team getting better, and at this point, this is a game where the Tigers needed to get well after a tough loss. They've had some spurts of really good play here tonight, and they just want to build on that.
Upchurch piling up the points here in the fourth quarter. He's got 13 on the afternoon, and 9 of them coming here in the fourth quarter. And just falling down on that play was Griffin Baker. And it looks like Mansfield Senior is going to pull away with the victory here, and they might win by 20-plus points before it's all said and done. But it certainly was a lot closer than the score might indicate, as Kramer gets an easy layup. But a good effort here from this Temple Christian team as Matthew Baker takes a timeout, be a full timeout. 64-45, Mansfield Senior leads, 2:10 to go here. And at one point, this was a 2-possession game for most of the second and third quarter. And it was just a 6-point game, I believe, going here into the fourth quarter. So give credit to Temple Christian for hanging around, and give credit for Mansfield Senior for responding to any time it felt like this game might get away from them. They had an answer.
Absolutely, and that's the bottom line here for the Tigers, and I think this is a win for both teams. The Tigers get a chance to get well, get a win after a tough conference loss, and Temple Christian comes in they'll be able to look at this film and take a lot of great takeaways. Coach Baker is going to be able to say, look at our effort here, guys. This is how we have to play. Now, if we can play the rest of our schedule this way, they are going to have a chance to be competitive in any game that they play. So, it's a win-win here, and I'm sure Coach Sykes will take some teaching points from this game also. But at the end of the day, you want to get the win and get well, because they have got a tough stretch of games, as you mentioned, coming up here later.
Yeah, you talk about their upcoming schedule. They've got 2 games in a row against Mount Vernon. They'll play them Tuesday and Friday. And then they will step out of conference for a contest with Sandusky, who's 8-3 on the season. Then Tuesday, February 2nd, they host Lima Senior. That's always a big game. Right. Lima Senior 8-1, and then they get back into OCC play Friday, February 5th at West Holmes, who is 10-3 on the year. So it's going to be tough here.
Yeah, and they still have to make up a game against Lex as well.
Yeah. Underneath is Brock Hill. And it has ballooned to a 21-point lead. Off the glass, getting it to go is Chapman. Chapman up to 11 for the Crusaders.
And Chapman has played well. I think he's played on both sides of the ball. He's really been really active here defensively and aggressive on the offensive end. He's played a good game.
3-ball is good for Haney. And just the depth tonight, too much for Temple Christian.
Absolutely.
I mean, the kids that are out there right now have pretty much played the entire game.
Exactly.
Mansfield Senior's been able to make their subs, and I think just about everyone on the roster has scored here this afternoon. As we approach 1 minute remaining here, Mansfield Senior will get back on the winning track. And after the loss last night, Marquis Sykes talking to our broadcast crew on the OH report, and he said we need to play harder, play with more passion, more energy, more effort. And he saw that in the loss to Worcester last night, and I think he's probably seen that here today too.
Yeah, and I think what I would add to that is consistently, because there have been spurts, even last night and again today, where they have played well, as we get a run out here for Deion Crawford, but they have showed spurts of playing well for some time. But what he wants to do is minimize the times where they don't play hard.
Going to the line to shoot two will be Malachi Johnson.
Number 5, Malachi Johnson at the line, shooting 2 for the Tigers.
I think Coach Baker has had enough of the aggressive defensive play. But again, I think, he has nothing to hang his head about. Neither does any of these players from Temple Christian. They have come in to compete and have played well.
Johnson gets the second free throw to go. 72-47, and then another quick bucket underneath by Brock Hill. Coming up a little slow on that one is Matthew Simpson. Looks like he landed awkwardly on that, which you never like to see. And underneath, and who else to try and get that rebound there than
one more
Amon Thomas. But that is going to do it. Your final score here this afternoon, Mansfield Senior 74, Temple Christian 47. We'll come back, we'll wrap things up, we'll have our player of the game for you, and keep it here as you're watching high school basketball live and free on the OH Report.
We are uniting Park National's family banks under one name to serve you more.
This bank's about service to the community. I mean, your customers become your family, and by and large, you become their family.
Customers do come in and they do feel like they're a part of our family, and they feel like they know us and we know them and we care.
Park National, our family of banks, all together now.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker Myers Wealth Managers. Whitaker Myers Group has been a local trusted advisor since 1869, serving families in Ashland, Richland, and Wayne counties. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. With offices in Ashland, Mansfield, Worcester, Columbus, and South Carolina, we have advisors that are ready to help you begin your journey to financial success. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
Brought to you by Mechanics Bank, and it is Emil Upchurch who finished with 13 points this afternoon, 9 of them coming in the fourth quarter. Emil, good game this afternoon. What was working for you out there on the floor tonight?
Well, when we finally got into our rhythm, we finally got some ball movement between each other, getting the shots that we know we could take and make, and we just had to work hard, run. That's what we've been emphasizing every day in practice. We just got to have some heart.
You had 9 points of your 13 in the fourth quarter. Is there something about the fourth quarter that just brings out something a little different in you?
Well, fourth quarter, most important part of the game. It's make or break. And my teammates, we got to all be there for each other in the end. Fourth quarter is just where it clicks for some of us better.
This was an interesting game. You guys got out to a big lead, and then Temple Christian kind of hung around throughout most of it, and then you guys were able to pull away. But what was it that really put you guys over the top here this afternoon?
Just having some heart, actually getting back on defense, working together, moving the ball, communication, just playing simple basketball. That's all it was.
Yeah, you guys forced 25 turnovers as a team here this afternoon, and I was just curious, how tough was it to kind of get ready for this game? You had the big game last night, obviously, against Worcester, falling a bit short, and then a quick turnaround here this afternoon. Did it take any time to kind of get your feet under you or anything?
I mean, we knew we lost to Worcester yesterday. We just had to put it behind us and move on to what was next and be ready for whoever came to our way.
Do you guys feel like now that you're starting to get these games under your belt that you guys are kind of finding out who you are and where you guys can go?
Most definitely. It just takes time. Everyone, they had a jump start on us in early season. We got shut down early because of this COVID, but as we play more together, we'll all get used to each other and things will get better.
All right, well, Emil, thank you so much for joining us. Our player of the game brought to you by Mechanics Bank, Emil Upchurch. Best of luck the rest of the season. Stay safe, stay healthy.
Yep, thank you. You too.
All right, when we come back, Effie James and I will have our final thoughts and stats for you as we'll wrap things up here from Pete Henry Gymnasium. You are watching high school basketball live and free on the OH Report.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker Myers Wealth Managers. Whitaker Myers Group has been a local trusted advisor since 1869, serving families in Ashland, Richland, and Wayne counties. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. With offices in Ashland, Mansfield, Worcester, Columbus, and South Carolina, we have advisors that are ready to help you begin your journey to financial success. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
We are uniting Park National's family banks under one name to serve you more.
This bank's about service to the community. I mean, your customers become your family, and by and large, you become their family.
Customers do come in and they do feel like they're a part of our family, and they feel like they know us and we know them and we care.
Park National, our family of banks, all together now.
Welcome back into Pete Henry Gymnasium, where we saw Mansfield Senior beat Temple Christian tonight by a final score of 74-47. Andy Jardy alongside Effie James. Effie, your overall thoughts here this afternoon?
Overall, I'll say I thought it was a win-win for both programs. Temple Christian came in, as you spoke about, with nothing to lose. They just wanted to come in and lay it on the line, play as hard as they could, which I thought they did. They just didn't have enough left in the fourth quarter. And for the Tigers, I thought they got what they needed, which is a win. after a tough loss. They got the win. The bottom line, I'm sure Coach Sykes is going to say they could have played better, but at the end of the day, they got the win. They got a lot of things that they done well tonight. That they can build on, and a lot of things that he'll be able to show them they can improve upon. So, I think it's a win-win for both programs, and what turned out to be a really competitive game there until the fourth quarter.
Yeah, this was a very close game for every quarter until the fourth quarter.
Right.
27-6, Mansfield Senior outscored Temple Christian in that fourth quarter. 4 different players finishing in double figures for Temple Christian. Grant Baker with 13, Grant Spencer had 11, Christian Chapman had 11, Matthew Simpson had 10 points, and then a whole slew of Tigers getting in on the scoring this afternoon. 11 different guys contributing in the scoring column, led by Emil Upchurch, who had 13. Shad Kramer had 11, and an unsung hero, if you will, Amon Thomas had 10 rebounds. He was an absolute force to be reckoned with in the paint for Mansfield Senior.
And Amon Thomas is a kid who, is not a starter on this team and came in off the bench tonight, and really, his presence was felt right away, and he's going to be an asset to this team here down the stretch. And we were talking earlier about the second go-around when, Mansfield has to play the teams the second go-around from the conference. I believe it's going to be different. All those games will be different because these players will have more game experience under their belt. Guys like Amon Thomas and Upchurch will have got a little bit better with this team, and it'll be interesting to see the Tigers on the second half of this season.
Yeah, I think a lot of the inconsistencies that we kind of saw from them here this afternoon, those will kind of be rectified and taken care of as they get more games under their belt. And you talk about the team seeing them a second time around. Well, Mount Vernon is going to be the first to witness that, as they will play a back-to-back with Mansfield Senior starting Tuesday. That game will be here at Mansfield Senior, and then Friday they will be at Mount Vernon. So that is going to do it for us here this afternoon. Mansfield Senior winning 74-47. Our thanks to our camera operators this afternoon, Zach Finley and Mason Neese, and Adam Thompson, director, producer,
extraordinaire.
Stunt car driver too, to get the equipment here and get us up and running. I don't know how he did it, but kudos to Adam. I maybe don't want to know how he did it actually, but he did. So for Effie James, I'm Andy Jardy. Have a great rest of your weekend, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy, and hopefully we'll see you all again soon. This has been a production of the OH Report, and we will catch you guys next time.